Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hey everybody, welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 366. It's for August 6, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly Lynn.
I'm Adriel Michaud.
He's back. And that's it. We're at nobody else. Trevor is someplace in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and Random Dave he's taking care of business. That's what I heard anyway. So, Hi everybody. Welcome to the show.
Well, 366 is kind of an inch, like if we're gonna do like 9mm and that kind of thing, 366 is a real weird bore that is used in Russia. They take like your 7.62 by 39 rifles, but they don't want them to shoot like army ammo, and they bore them up to 366, and then they run a straight no rifled barrel. So it's considered a shotgun, but it shoots like 7.62 by 39, but like decked up. So weirdest stuff ever. And the only reason I know is because I play Tarkov and it's on that game, and it's a real thing.
Yeah. Okay. And it's video games again, but that's true.
With references to real life.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, I gotta say, I love your background. That's awesome. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. It's our world. It's gun owners. Everything is fine. It's not fine. We have a special guest later this evening. She said that actually. She just texted me. By the way, she's going to be an hour late. So
cool. Okay.
We're going to go through with the rest of the show, and then when she gets here, we'll add her. So just it's something
at the regular time.
Yeah, at the regular time. Oh my God, it's like weird.
Fine.
We're going to do things.
Shouldn't even have mentioned it. It
would
have just been fine.
Awesome. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about what we did in guns this week. What we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. So what they have in right now is the Model 19 Classic. So this is a Smith & Wesson Classic series. It's modern version of a revolver. It actually it has walnut grips. It's 4.25 inch barrel. It has the adjustable rear sight, red ramp front sights, and the revolver. It's highly polished. It says blue finish, and it's a traditional thumb piece for a classic look. So all of that for $1,135 at the Calgary Shooting Center. If you like revolvers, and I know that a lot of you do, go and get one. Oh, look, there it is. Adriel, you're so...
If you want to pretend to be like an old cop, like one of them old-timey cops, I think they call them gumshoes.
Gumshoes?
Yeah. If you want to be a gumshoe, this is the kind of revolver you need. What is this, 357-38? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. You got to say like, look here, see? Girls with me.
You know what you actually now remind me of? Do you remember the Star Trek episode when they actually go back and they do the old gumshoe? Anyways, you remind me of that.
No.
For $1,135, you can get the modernized version of it.
It's probably just using like modern metal, right? Like better steels.
Probably.
Kind of yeah.
Do you have revolvers?
No, right now.
No.
Every time I get into a revolver, I buy one and I take it to the range and I shoot it. I'm like, that's kind of neat, but it also totally sucks. And all other
immediately
handguns are better.
sell it.
So yeah, I buy them if they're on a good price or something like that. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll try revolvers again. I'm sitting on like 1,000 rounds of 38 special that I made last time, and it'll probably be a while until I get another one. Maybe I should get a lever gun in 38. Maybe I should do that.
Oh yeah, no.
Then I'll actually use that ammo. No, I'm not really into lever guns either.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what you did in guns this week? I think you did some of the same stuff I did. So
probably. I mean, I did a bunch of like Maple Seed organization stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. If you're in Alberta and you want to go to like a quaint little place in the middle of nowhere, or you're near the Saskatchewan border, We've got a maple seed coming up in Provost, and there's
Way to
spots
sell
available
it.
there. Quaint? Did I say
Quaint.
quaint? Right?
Quaint
Yeah.
little place in the middle of nowhere.
I come from a town of like 1,000 people, so like it's no stones that I wouldn't throw at my own hometown, but yeah, it's quiet, small, and it's going to be roomy. So
It's
yeah,
perfect.
nice.
It's actually perfect for it's perfect for a maple seed,
Mhm.
right? And you
Yeah.
can camp. Can you camp there? Are they letting you camp?
Yeah, they're letting me camp there.
Okay.
I assume so. Yeah.
So
I
you
like
can
camping.
camp there.
I like camping at the range for an event because then I get to wake up in the morning and just kind of like roll out of bed and be like, all right, time to do this thing, and no like hour long, like pack the van, unpack the van, drive an hour, like all this other kind of. I just know I'm there, done.
Yeah.
I like that.
I kind of like
mhm.
camping there too. But I also like things like beds and, flushing toilets.
I could do that for a
But,
couple days.
yeah.
Not a week is probably a little bit much, but
Yeah.
a couple days is fine.
All right. My throat's a little sore, and it's
That's
not
the Rona. That's the Rona.
It's not COVID. It's called spending the past 3 weeks in rainy weather for like 16, 20 hours a day.
One
Okay.
thing that I've realized from having the Rona around is that my throat's just always sore in the summer. Between like allergies and yelling at people all day for pretty much every weekend, it's like, yeah, my throat's always just a little bit sore. So like, but if I get coronavirus, I'll have no idea because like the symptoms will be like, that's normal.
Nah, sore throat is not. It's one of the symptoms is very low on the list.
Mm.
If you get a fever and you have an upset stomach and tired and chills and different things, then that's above a sore throat.
Yeah.
I know I don't have it because I know that I've been yelling at people for the past little while, so that's what it's from. It's the past couple of years. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I did something kind of neat.
What'd you do?
My Peltors. Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't really want to pick those up. They developed a problem in one of the speakers, and I didn't know they were in the speakers. Let's see, just a second. I'm just going to turn my virtual background off so it's not like getting all weird for you guys. There we go.
Bothering you?
Yeah, so one side wouldn't work, and I didn't know if it was the microphone or the speaker. I checked my receipt on these things. I had them since March of last year, and they have a year warranty.
Yeah, they do.
I'm over it because that was March last year. So over the warranty, and I looked at like their rates if I was to like send it in. And I think the minimum was $60.
Oh.
And then that shipping and all that kind of stuff. I was like, man, I ain't doing that. So I found another crappier headset around, and I did replacement on the components until I figured out which one it was, and I put that one in. So now it's got like a speaker from a crappier headset, but it sounds fine. So, all good.
So you're good?
Yep.
I did kind of the same thing too because my headphones, my ears, they kind of died on the weekend again. It was in the middle of, a rainstorm again. So, but they're drying out.
You should have a seal. Like there should be a seal, like a decent seal along the top here between where the edge of the cup meets the top. And if there is not a decent seal there, or if it's getting it around this rubber connection in here, that's bad. That's what you want to stop, because like the components are potted, which means like they're coated in epoxy. You see that shininess to it? That means it's been like coated in epoxy so that the water can't get in. But like the connectors and all this other kind of stuff would be vulnerable.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any water getting into this thing though. Like it should have a decent seal to the outside. I guess if you really wanted to, this side doesn't need batteries on it. You could apply, like which side died on you, or did both?
I don't know. It just kept shutting off, so I just took them off and I took everything apart, and now I'm drying that along with my other set of ears, plus my camera, plus everything else. Yeah. So
sounds like
I found that there
problems.
Yeah, I found that there wasn't a great seal on them, so I took out the batteries right away, threw it in my car when it was dying, so they went short or whatever.
I
Anyways,
mean,
so
there's not any like high voltage in there, so it shouldn't
no,
damage anything. But
no, I just want. I
want to
don't
use them.
want it. Yeah, I want to be able to use them. So I figured take batteries out, turn it off, and just try and let it dry out a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
electronics, water don't work well together.
Not
So anyway,
usually,
so you
no.
did that. You cannibalized another set of ears.
Yeah.
So they're working fine.
There's yes, you see these green heat shrink. That's from me, and
Yep.
that hot glue there. That's my handiwork as well. But I didn't have to send it in for warranty, and they work just fine now. So
You're pretty amazing, you know. You're okay with
I did electronics in school. Like this is my jam. So if I couldn't do
Okay.
this, it'd be pretty embarrassing.
What else did you do?
Just trying to get this. Oh, it's the buttons that are getting in the way. I'll put that together later. My Maple Seed swag pack came in, so like instructor patches and IIT and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get my thread and needle and start stitching it to shirts that shouldn't be on. I've got a 3-gun match on Saturday.
Okay.
That should be good. It's 40 people. Divisions are like all over the place right now. There's like 6 divisions, and normally there's like 3.
Well, and that's because of the people having to bring different guns because of
Yeah.
the OIC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6, and it really should be 7, considering what the combos that some people are bringing, just to be equitable.
Right.
But good God, like just so many. Like, who am I even competing against? Maybe like one person is like competitive in my division, and then the rest are like a lot of new people shooting, which is really encouraging to see.
Cool.
But yeah, so that should be neat. That's Saturday, and then on Sunday I have a Maple Seed. So I hope that 3-gun match doesn't go too late, because I don't want my body to be broken for this Sunday with Maple Seed.
So where's 3-gun? Jazz?
Jazz. Yeah.
Okay. Where's the Maple Seed? 'Cause
Sherwood
I don't
Park.
know. Sherwood Park. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not
basically hour west for the one day, and then hour east for the next day,
that. Right.
which is fine. That's fine. I started like setting up my kit. I stagger my targets and all. Well, that's kind of stuff for Maple Seed. I got a separate bin system for 3-guns, so should be fine. Shouldn't have to like do too much messing around with targets and tack.
You just
and
have
whatnot.
the battle van all set up with your 3-gun space, and over here is your Maple Seed space.
Yeah, I do that, but I don't want people like breaking into my van to take random crap, because crackheads do that.
Yeah, that's true. Crackheads do that.
Yeah, I did Canada Guns talk show. We had Ian Runkle.
Oh, really?
He's
cool.
a firearms lawyer. Yeah, he was talking about his. He started a YouTube channel, and he's got like some videos on like how to do a Section 74 challenge and some of these other kind of things. So that was interesting. I was actually talking to another guy, and I was like, man, you know what we need to do? We need to like pay one of these lawyers to do like a DIY. How do you do your own Section 74? So anyone who wants to can. And then he just did it by himself.
Ian just did it.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, he read my mind. He saw the need and took care of it, which is kind of neat. I'm trying to think of other stuff that's happened. We're on some like Maple Seed calls. Trying to set up some more Maple Seeds for Southern Alberta. I think that's about it. The rest of my August is a match every weekend, and I believe my September is a match every weekend as well.
And
Yeah.
how's the marriage going?
Good so far. I don't know if she's looked at the calendar and just seen that I've surreptitiously been like, at the start of the year, I put a bunch of stuff in there. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I scheduled everything in there, but I've been adding things, and I don't think she's been noticing.
With the
like,
same color
the
pen.
month is gonna flip, and it's gonna be like, what the hell? It's all Maple Seed, 3-gun, and just all sorts of nonsense in there. Yeah. Our next month we've got a Battle of Alberta, which is a 3-day thing. At the start of September, I have like a midweek trip down to Calgary and area for Maple Seeds. One of those weekends I has like my cousin's wedding one day, and then I like literally drive from there to a Maple
Oh, don't
Seed.
say you didn't, did you? Yeah, you did.
He scheduled it after I scheduled the Maple Seed. That's on him, not me.
Okay.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, more people are wearing masks around here. More masks are like mandatory now in the public for public spaces, like indoor
In
and that kind
Edmonton?
of thing. Yep,
Yep.
in all of Alberta, I think. Maybe just Edmonton,
Really?
Calgary. Maybe Edmonton and
Oh,
Calgary.
you guys are catching up to the rest of the country. You're getting COVID.
Well, we certainly aren't
Crazy.
cases, yeah, but everything else is like open and whatnot. Though we still don't have like really tight limits on people that attend events and that kind of thing. And
Wait for it.
I think my
Chips.
maple seeds are going to be outdoor anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm good. I think I'm good on that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I sold some equipment, sold some 3-gun stuff that I have as like duplicate of like my working set of what I need. And
Did you buy anything?
did I mention last week I bought some stuff off Tanda, and that's going to be here Monday.
No.
They
What'd you buy?
Let's see, a GSG 16 and
Oh, goodness.
Remington 783 in 6.5 Creedmoor. And
I actually
ammo,
think you did
some
tell
other
us.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I
Okay.
did. I think I did mention that I was getting that stuff. But like they printed off the. I don't know if you've ever had like a retailer do this, but like they print off the shipping tag, and they're like, "Oh, order's complete." But like that, it stayed at just tag printed for like more than a few days, and I was like, "Hey,
Where is it?
this thing just says tag printed. What's going on?" And it's like that day. Oh, now it's been shipped.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank you. But yeah, so that'll be here Monday, and
How's it getting shipped, you know?
UPS.
Okay.
Which is like, anytime I get stuff shipped to my house, it's fine because I work from home, so I'm always here. There's no excuse for it not to get to me. And that's one other thing I got to do. My mag pouches on my belt I got to tighten them down because they're starting to get a little bit wiggly. They're like an aluminum style thing, so I've either the hole that goes to the screw on them isn't straight, like the screws here, and the
They're
hole is
off.
like down here, they're offset, and they use Allen keys, and Allen keys hate not being square to the bit. They should have used like a Phillips or something in there. So I'm trying to decide whether I drill another hole. I go like caveman on this shit, and I drill another hole to go straight on it, or I swap them out with Phillips head screws. It's still not a very straight with the Phillips. I mean, I need like good torque on them. I'll probably drill the hole because I don't care. I'm a function over form kind of a person. So I'll probably drill the other hole just so I can tighten them all up nice and snug. I think that's about it.
Yeah, you like power tools.
Power tools and like just like drilling holes and stuff. I don't shy away from it. No. As you can see, like as you can see over here, I don't shy
You're
away
not
from
shy
like
about it either.
You'll
do it.
Yeah. But I mean, save some money, right? So that's worth it for my books. What about you? What have you been up to last week?
Well, last week I spent 2 days in Woodview, Ontario, which is near Peterborough. So the 2 days that I spent, it was at the Johnson Ranch, by the way. I love that
That's
place.
Near Toronto, right?
Yes, it's near Toronto-ish. We'll add ish to it. So day one, so we had what we typically have at a maple seed. We'll either have it scorching hot and sunny, or we'll have it like, monsoon season with tornadoes that are coming in. So day one was scorching hot and sunny, and then day two it poured and we had the tornado warnings again. So day one we had a bunch of people who had taken maple seeds before, and they all showed up. Pretty much everybody that was on the line had already been to at least one, some of them two, and even there was one person there it was his third one. Everybody was friends, which was interesting. Made it a lot of fun too, because everybody was throwing everybody under the bus. So it was pretty much it was a lot of fun. So we had 3 riflemen the first day. Damian, Carlos, and Julian were the riflemen on the first day. The second day, as I said, it was monsoon, basically torrential downpour. the tornado warnings came. There was actually a tornado that touched down about, I don't know, maybe about 40 or 50 kilometers away. But we had 2 more riflemen. One was Max. He was a first-time rifleman. And then we also had Brian. Brian Bolivar was there, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
fantastic. We had such a great time. It was so good to see him.
He's an okay shooter. He must have posted a pretty
Yeah,
decent score.
he's an okay shooter. Yeah, I think his high was it was 236. I think he
That's
was his
getting up
high
there.
score, but it was fun. It was fun. He kept poking fun at me, which was fantastic. My name is now B. Kells because Kelly Kincaid was also there, and he called her Little Kel, and he called me Big Kel, which I gave him crap for. Yeah. Anyways, Dave was supposed to be on tonight too, so I was going to tell Dave that Brian has the stuff in case he didn't tell him. What else?
Dave at the thing too.
No, Dave wasn't able to come down, so Brian was going to pick up all the stuff that I had for him. So
I get you.
yeah, fantastic time though. We had such a great time. We stayed actually at the range. The Johnsons hosted us, and I don't know if you know this, but Corey Johnson, who is actually the Canadian record holder for Maple Seed Score, it was his father's place that we were at. So we call it the Johnson Ranch, and they actually built a range for Project Maple Seed, and we go there at least twice a year. So he's asked us to come back, so I'm going to look at dates and see if we can get back there before the end of the year as well. So, and I'll give him a shout out.
A Maple Seed range is a pretty easy thing to build, right?
It
25
is.
meters.
Yeah.
Flat,
So
a little bit of target space. You don't even need a huge berm on it.
No, they have a natural berm that they've actually worked with, but Corey also actually built a CRPS range as well out to 400
that's
meters.
harder.
So they cleared trees and everything for it too. They cleared trees for the range for Project Maple Seed too. And I don't know if you noticed at all, but when you look at pictures that we post, there's telephone poles and antennas that are on top of those telephone poles. Originally, when they built the range, they built the telephone poles and the antennas on top of that. So 2 of them back to back so that they could put tarps and everything over it. So it would be a covered firing line. So which was working great the first time that we had it, but it was like another monsoon and the tarps actually kind of like they blew away and got disintegrated after the first shoot. So we don't have covered firing lines anymore there, but it's still one of our favorite places to go. So it's out in cottage country too, so it's like beautiful out there. So anyways, so what else did I do? So it couldn't rain on the first day. It actually rained on the second day. So when we packed everything up and it was wet, right? So we threw everything into the trailer, came back to Kingston. I went out on Monday morning or Monday afternoon and took the trailer back to where we actually keep it, and then had to unpack everything that was in the trailer, lay it out, let it dry for a couple hours, fold it back up and put it back into the trailer. So I spent part of my Monday doing that as well. And also cleaning my rifle, because my rifle, everything was literally the firing line, all of the rifles on the firing line were floating. Like it was bad. We had one guy, he picked a divot on the firing line, and he sat in it, and every time he sat on the mat was floating. And I said, "Do you want to move to higher ground?" He goes, "No, I'm wet." We were all embracing it because every single piece of clothing that we were wearing was wet. Everything was wet. It was just like we were just wet. So it's like we're wet anyways, just whatever. What else? So I've been prepping this week for the Maple Seed that's going to be happening in Kingston. I get to sleep in my own bed this weekend. Yay! I also had my first conference call with the ladies or the women's committee for the Canadian University Shooting Federation. We had it on Friday night. So I was sitting in the middle of the Johnson Ranch, the field, Maple Seed field, and I had a conference call with them.
You were the most legit. Like, you know what, ladies? Whatever you're in your like office or something like that. I'm at that meeting right now. I just finished teaching people. I am the most legit.
No. The ladies that are
Come on.
the
Come on.
ladies that are on that call are pretty awesome ladies. So we had the ladies from Lady Guns. So there's Casey, and there is Janine, and then we also have Regina, who is from the Canadian University Shooting Federation. So we have them coming on a little bit later on in the month, I think, and we're going to do some announcements and get some. We're planning some exciting stuff about getting ladies into shooting, especially those
Ooh,
that
you should
are
do
in
a
the
lady show.
university. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it, I think, for the week. I didn't get any more done on my hunting course because, freaking busy. And then I sent you out stuff. You have another package coming in the mail, by the way.
Neat.
Yeah, so that's about it. So, all right, let's get on with the rest of the show. Want to talk about some events, upcoming events? We're gonna. So.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of random ones I could pull up that I haven't written down or anything.
Put a couple in here. So why don't we talk about Telos? Is it Telos Alpha?
Yeah.
Telos Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively with firearms vertical. They help them and with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Check them out at telosalpha.com. And so we have still up here the IPSC Newfoundland, the provincials are August 15th, 16th. They're looking for sponsors. If you guys actually would like to sponsor the event, why don't you actually go on to Practice Score and check them out there, or you can contact IPSC Newfoundland and let them know. Do you want to talk about CHAS and ORPS and all that you've listed here?
Yeah, sure. Chaz 3 Gun on August 8th. I think there is one spot left. Our Battle of Alberta, we just put a post up about that. So divisions are all like getting scattered to the winds. There's going to be all sorts of weird divisions. That's open. We're taking cancellations if anyone wants to cancel because of COVID. Because again, registration for this thing was up in March, I think, like before COVID was a thing, or before COVID was like this showstopper, life stopper kind of a thing. So that's up. ORPS at RGC, August 22nd. ORPS at Miramichi, August 29th.
Yep.
I believe Rick has begun his cross-country campaign of rimfire. So there's going to be CRPS and Action Rimfire events all over the place. I was looking at one. He's going to do one at Sherwood Park. I think it's an Action Rimfire. I might do that. I got to know what the gamer rifle is, though, because I need to have the gamer rifle because I can't do poorly. I have to do really well.
I'm sure that you can shoot something that he's brought with him if you don't have something. I know he's brought stuff with him.
Yeah, so. But I've got more, like I got 1 or 2 22s as well.
Well, just contact him. He's in Saskatoon right now. He's had some issues with his truck. He was in Winnipeg. Apparently, Winnipeg shoot went really, really well. So, but he's made his way up to Saskatoon. So he's going to be doing a Maple Seed and CRPS match out there.
And then he's going through Southern Alberta, Medicine Hat, and then BC, and then back again, and some stuff down south, and then he's coming up to, I think it's coming up to my place at some time in there. I haven't really paid a lot of attention. I hope I don't have anything else. I can't have anything else going that weekend. It's all Maple Seed. Yeah.
So it's good. You guys out west are finally gonna not finally get events because Adriel's been running them, but the other provinces are going to be up and running.
The other parts of the province as well, because like down south is quite a trek for me. Like to get down to Medicine Hat is a long drive.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he's able to kind of hit that stuff on his way through.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and that's another thing. That's another thing I got to do this month.
What?
That was my one free weekend, August 15th.
Guess what? It's not anymore. I posted this here just for you. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. It's, you know what? We have so many people RSVP'd for this. I think we've got more than last year already.
58
easy.
So far.
Yeah. And last year we had like, I want to say like 30 RSVP or something like that. And then 50 people showed up. So this might be a lot of people coming to this thing.
So what we're talking about is the Chaz Women's Range Day that is going to be happening on August 15th. Why don't you tell us the details?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Genesee Range, which is about 45 minutes west of Edmonton. Registration will be at 8 o'clock, orientation at 9:30. Shooting will be from 10 to 4. It's pretty easy. You kind of roll in. It's $30. You get use of firearms, ammo, and you get to go shoot a 3-gun style stage, go shoot some long range stuff, shoot some maple seed stuff, pistols, the whole kit and caboodle. So
Yep.
you don't need a PAL. You can just kind of roll in. So if you're in the Edmonton area and you wanted to come on out, or get a significant other or friend or family or something like that to come out, come on, check out the Chaz
Right.
Women's Range Day. And that's sponsored by the CCFR. Or in
Fantastic.
combination with the CCFR, I'm not sure.
So
Lots
it
of
is
CCFR stuff.
yeah, the CCFR is sponsoring it. So it's $30. It's for 50 rounds. If you want extra ammo, it's going to be available for purchase. You don't need a license. It's going to be one-on-one supervision. You don't need safety gear because it's provided as well. The other thing that's going to be provided, and women like this, lunch. We need to eat.
Mm.
That's I don't
But
know.
you have to bring your own PPE. You have to bring your own
mask and I heard that
stuff.
some of that's going to be provided as well.
Maybe.
So if you're interested and you want more information on it, just send us an email here at the show at slimefireradio@gmail.com, because then we'll forward it on to Joe, because I'm not going to spell Joe's last name.
Joe's doing all the work.
Yeah.
And then the other people at the range too. Like the nice thing is that this is our second year doing one of these, so we had a call on it, and it was just like, "Okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. Okay, peace out. Call over."
It's so easy once you've actually done one. Then it's just do the next one,
and you've got the same people. You've got that institutional knowledge, of putting one on. That yeah.
So,
great.
Anyways, let's talk about some of the Project Maple Seed events that still have spaces available. By the way, this is not all of the events that are going to be happening. Pretty much all of them still have spaces except for the last one there. Just remove that. So Medicine Hat on August 8th, there's still spots available. Saskatoon, both on the 11th and 12th, there's spaces available. Tabor, Alberta on the 18th, and Provost, which Adriel was just talking about, on the 22nd of August. There's space available. That's it. Go to mapleseedrifleman.com if you want more information on shoots that are
Well, that Saskatoon on the 11th is full.
Oh, so it did sell out.
Yeah, Medicine Hat still has a couple spots left.
Yep.
Day 1 Tabor's full. Day 2 is still open.
Yep.
Provost has got some spots. Campbell River is sold out.
Kamloops
sold out.
Yep.
BTSA is almost sold out. That's getting into September, but if you've got something going nothing going for September 1st, and you want to take like a day of holiday because you haven't taken holidays because you've been stuck in your stupid house because of coronavirus, September 1st, BTSA, and that one's open for non-members as well. There's a couple spots available there.
Oh, go to that then. For Calgary, if you're in the Calgary area, go to that if it's open to non-members too. We do have some events that are going to be being posted soon, as Adriel says. He's been working with ranges, and I've been reaching out as well. So we just have, we'll update as soon as we get some new stuff, or once the dates are confirmed. Anyways, let's talk about the news.
Are you gonna review that? Do you want me to?
Once you do it, and I'll do the announcement.
All right, we got some more donations to the CCFR. I assume these are all for the legal challenge as well, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bomb and legal challenge. Nova Scotia Muzzle Loading Association, $500. Blue Ridge Sportsman's Club and members, $5,500. Waterloo County Revolver Association, $41.84. That must mean something. Crow's Nest Pass Pistol Club, $500. Terrace Rod and Gun Club, $500. Salmon Arms Fish and Game Club, $500. Dunville Hunters and Anglers Official, $1,000. Full Auto, a small group of 3-gunners that practice every Sunday morning at Colby Gun Range in Waterloo, $500. I had no idea that there were 3-gunners out there.
Yeah.
The crew over at Waterloo County Revolver Association joined up with Double Tap Sports during a level 2 IPSC match, $41.84. That looks like the other thing. I think that's a double 2, the other one.
I don't know.
And then Restigouche Gun Club, $1,000.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody for helping out the CCFR legal challenge. If you or your range actually also donate, let us know. We'll give you a little bit of a shout out here. So we do have an announcement to make. Wanted to let everybody know that Slamfire Radio are now the official, we've joined as brand ambassadors for Bolt Action Coffee. We believe in supporting Canadian companies, especially those that are part of or give back to the firearms community. This partnership we felt was actually a good one because, well, I know I love coffee, but we like coffee, and Bolt Action Coffee is run by our friends over at Call Sign 66. Soon we're going to have a link for everybody that you can click on our social media as well as our website, and you can order your coffee and it'll get delivered to you directly. The coffee is actually small batches. It's roasted in small batches, and it's quite honestly some of the best coffee that you can get your hands on right now. So we wanted to say to Bolt Action Coffee, we are proud to support you, but the stuff is actually really, really good stuff. So go and buy some coffee.
Can I make big batches though? Like I don't like small batches. I like pots of coffee. Can you use it to make big pots of coffee?
Yeah, you can use
Just
it
small
to.
batch. You're saying small
No,
batch.
they
It sounds
roast
like
in small batches.
make
which
like one cup and just French press 1 cup into just directly into
French
one your cup.
press.
I need like a pot.
Yeah, you can do like a huge pot of coffee, but they do small batch roasts instead of, like Folgers, which does like a house size roasting size. But anyways, this stuff smells fantastic, by the way. I just love it. And yes, you can do French press, but the best thing to do is actually go and look at how they tell you how to make a coffee and how to make it the best stuff ever. So go and brew it according to what they say, and then it's going to be fantastic. So,
Oh, I just saw something on CGN.
what?
I don't even know if I want to say it because I want to get one. Is that bad? Is that bad that I want to jump on it before other people jump on it?
You tell other people how many are available.
There you don't say.
Share. You're a sharer. What is it?
I want one. Just 1 second. I'm sending the email first.
Okay. So he's ordering live while we actually are supposed to be doing a show. So
Okay, so part of one of the things I do is I let you guys know about new gun stuff, and every once in a while, frequently, I see something that I want right the F now, and this is one of them. So, Prairie Gun Traders got a shipment of WSMCR rifles in 5.56, which is the Wolverine Supplies.
Yeah.
WK-180 that uses the steel side inserts, and they're $13.49. And I want one, so I emailed one. I emailed them. They said call us or send us an email, and I emailed and I said I want one. Here's my info now.
Before I share it with everybody else and they get theirs.
It was just an email, so I don't think that's going to save me a line or a spot in the line. If someone calls them up, I bet you they're gonna get it before me. But that is probably the best bang for buck action rifle if you shoot 3-gun or an action shooting sport of some kind. And I want it.
You want it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. Why do you want it?
Okay, so the WK has had parts, like not mine, but a lot of the other ones have had parts breakages.
Yep.
So it is almost a foregone conclusion. If I run mine in 3-gun, highly abusive, lots of rounds, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna do something to break it. At least I assume so. So the MCR has steel side inserts, which should be more durable. And I haven't heard of anything breaking on them. Like there's a couple of things that are kind of cheap and chintzy, like the forend and that kind of thing. I don't particularly care because I have a lot of this stuff. Like even the WK-180's trigger is like horrendous. I don't care because I just put another trigger in. It's an AR trigger. But it's more the parts and that kind of thing. So for that kind of price, definitely $1,350. Like we were talking about bullpups and that kind of thing the other day for 3-gun. You could use a Norinco T97. What are those going for right now? $1,000? Like the price went up. So the price is going up on those. The RDBs, the Keltec RDB is about $1,500. It's not as good in terms of ergonomics. The Tavor is a more reliable, durable firearm, but not fantastic for ergonomics or like go fast kind of stuff. So really, ACR or one of these.
Right.
I'd rather have one.
ACR is $3,000 right now.
Yeah, if you can find one for
If you can find
$3,000, I'd probably pick one up. But yeah, no, not so much. So hopefully they reply and they're like, yeah, it's yours. Just send in your credit card info and we'll give it to you because I want one.
So this was just posted an hour ago too.
Yeah. So they probably still have some. I don't know if
Maybe.
they're still open or not.
Yeah.
Seems too late in Saskatchewan right now to get that kind of thing, but hopefully that gets me one by tomorrow. Maybe I'll wake up early tomorrow and call them. Hey,
idea.
you posted. I want one.
All right. Why don't we talk about Raintree Sports?
Yeah, so they're running a summer sale on Rugers. So let me just pull that up because maybe it would be easier to just look at all the stuff they've got rather than me talk about it. And as you can see, they have the Ruger American branch, which is neat if you want to run some of your old mags.
Yep.
And they've got that in 762 by 39 or 556 NATO. 762 by 39. You know, the neat thing about that is that would be a good low recoil hunting rifle because 762 by 39 is fine for that kind of thing. Because like you could get a 243, but this would be considerably less recoil even than a 243. You're range limited. You'd only want to take a shot within like say like 150 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Just because like it's not developing a ton of power at the muzzle, but I would do it.
It'd be perfect for hunting in Ontario. Just saying.
Yeah.
I have to get a new rifle. I have to get one for hunting.
Yeah.
We should get. You know what we should do? We should do a survey. What should Kelly
buy?
Yeah. What should Kelly buy?
First, what cartridge, and then the firearm.
Yeah. We should do that on our Facebook page.
Do you know what distance you'll be hunting at? Like, are you going hunting with someone who already has like a spot for you and all that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah. So I'm going to be going out with Kelly, and
does she have a spot that she typically hunts at? You should ask her what the what a standard range is that for deer, and see if it's long or not. Because if it's short range,
do you want the real answer?
Yeah,
it's a short range. She has a tree stand that's fantastic. We use that for coffee. She also has the house stand, which is basically the back of her house.
Yeah,
which she gets all the deer from.
Rural, right? There's lots of deer around there. So I mean, in that case, you'd want something that is handy, that you could bring up a tree stand that has a quiet safety. So when you check it out, like make sure that the safety doesn't click, because if you're in a tree stand, you're going to be like 20 yards away from whatever you're shooting, and that like a loud click is enough to make them bolt.
Scare.
Yeah, and that's but like the cartridge literally does not matter. Any centerfire cartridge for a hunting rifle will do the trick at short range, and you're not going to see any performance difference. So who cares? Not at 20 yards. You could use like a 30-30 is a very low power cartridge, and people killed tons of deer with them just because they used to like just get closer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when we cover the rest of the stuff here, the Ruger Precision rifle. So we have it in 6.5 Creedmoor or 308 Win Mag. $1,700.
308 Winchester. Yeah.
Oh,
not Win Mag. 300 Win Mag is quite a bit more stanky. Those Ruger Wranglers are neat, eh? They've got these like little 22 revolver kind of things.
Yep.
259. Like a while ago, they had I think Iron Guns was bringing in these 22 revolvers for $160, but they were not name brand. They were not like Ruger name brand or anything like that. But to buy a Ruger for $259, that's real decent. And they got them in gold or silver, sorry, bronze, whatever.
Yeah.
Pure gold.
Yeah, $259. Fantastic.
These are neat for getting first time shooters out too.
They're great for.
I got my brother and his kids out to the range the other day, and practically all 22s, and they really liked all the 22s. And this wasn't at the range. This is just out in the bush. I really wish I had brought like a 22 handgun out. I have a 22 handgun, but a 22 revolver like this would have been really cool.
Yeah. It's fun. It's especially for people who like look at kids, right? They want to think about being cowboys or whatever. It's fun. It's just a fun little revolver. So
Yeah.
and it's great for women as well if they want to practice with or start out.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Well, that's
Anyways.
that's it for the news and new gun
Yeah.
stuff.
So we're going to go into the main topic.
Perfect timing. Just perfect.
All right. Let's see.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
look, she's there. It's like magic.
It is magic. I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, guys. No, I was like, did I ever screw this up?
No, it's
Yeah,
perfect
it's
timing.
perfect.
We did. I don't need to cut the show now. We're doing it. You came in at the main topic. Done. Perfect.
Ta-da! It's like
Ta-da!
magic. It was like
Yeah,
we planned it.
it's like it's on purpose.
It is. We won't say it wasn't.
We're live right now, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not cutting any of this stuff.
Oh no, you know me. You don't have to edit my stuff.
No.
Usually pretty good.
All right. So tonight we have a special guest on. It's Tracy Wilson from the Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights. Tracy, thanks for joining us tonight. You have a huge announcement that was made yesterday. Do you want to tell us all about it?
Yeah, so in keeping with our efforts during the election season with the ever popular Integrity Tour, we are doing the Integrity March. And the idea here is we are going to march on Ottawa. This is an effort to appeal to legislators. This is where the laws are made. This is where the law keepers are. We want to appeal to lawmakers to change their focus. The focus needs to be crime, guns, actual crime and violence, and not just pandering for votes and doing crazy stuff to gun owners. So yeah, the CCFR traditionally always sort of been against this type of activity. But with I've been working on Rod on this for a while, and it was actually thanks to a business member who contacted me, and we started talking about the opportunities for clubs and businesses and businesses to get involved, possibly set up a bus trip, get all their members and supporters on a bus and come down. And I said, you know what, if anyone can do this and do it right, it's us. So let's give it a shot. So yeah, September 12th at 1 p.m. we are going to meet at Parliament Hill in Center Block, right between the Centennial Lane and the steps leading up to Center Block. We're going to speak a little bit there. We are sort of doing this as a bunch of renegades because my application, my permit application for the use of Parliament Hill was declined.
Oh, surprise.
Whatever. Anyways, we're doing it anyways. So I have spoke to, that's how it turned into a march, is we're not going to stay congregated on Parliament Hill. Instead, I think it's a great idea. We're going to walk down Wellington, probably down as far as the Supreme Court, which is very, very appropriate considering what's going on right now with the CCFR legal challenge. And then we're going to take a little cut across Wellington, head down Spark Street. We are going to be led by an amazing bagpipe and drum band. Like, this was kind of Rod's idea, and I love it because there's nothing more, I don't know,
Canadian?
Yeah, like I just love the bagpipes, right? And I think everyone else does too. And we're going to march all the way down to the War Memorial and then curve back up towards Parliament Hill, and then we'll disperse from there. But I think at the end of the day, there are some selfish reasons for the CCFR wanting to do this. Videographer teams on site taking video. The idea here is to get a lot of people in one place, and we're going to demand integrity from our politicians and in the decisions they make when developing policy. So that's the idea. Yeah.
So one of the questions that I have for you is, we're getting questions from all kinds of people about how they can become involved if they're not in Ontario, or if they want to support the cause. So what are some of the things that people can do if they can't come to the march, but they still want to support it?
Right. So actually, if you go to the CCFR website, just Google CCFR, right at the top there, you'll see there's a couple choices. And one of the buttons at the very top says, what can I do? And that's exactly everything that you need to know. So there's some important stuff on there. Of course, there's join the CCFR, there's support the legal challenge, learn all about it. write to your members of parliament, write to Justin Trudeau, write to Bill Blair. Um, we've got a huge social media group of over 9,000 people that's sort of like our minions, and they help spread our message. You can join that group as well. Just get really involved. And at the end of the day, I think the last thing on that list, you'll see when you go click that, what can I do, is never ever vote candidate again. We've just got to stop this madness. So yeah, there's a lot you can do. And of course, I recognize that it's difficult for Canadians from coast to coast to get here, but you'd be surprised. We've got groups coming from Alberta. We've got groups from BC. I spoke on the podcast tonight with Rod, actually, and we talked about some camping options. So I've looked up some RV sites with full electricity and hookups and water hookups. You know, mid-September in Ottawa is absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of really ugly things that happen down on Parliament Hill with the politicians, but for the most part, this city is beautiful. So the chance to load the RV with the kids, the family, your friends, whoever you've got, come on down to Ottawa, check it out, make a trip out of it, and then it's worth your while, right? So we're encouraging everybody to do that. And I'll be adding that RV information to the web link on the CCFR page that gives all the details about the rally itself.
Right. So what if people want to encourage their ranges or their clubs or their retailers in other areas to basically get a group of people and carpool, basically?
Yeah.
What should they be doing?
So what you do is you talk to your retailer, or you talk to the president or the vice president at your range, and you say, hey, why don't we do this? Let's get together. Let's hire a bus and let's head to Ottawa. There is a package that I've got put together. We've done some research on hiring buses anywhere from Toronto to Ottawa, Kingston to Ottawa, Montreal to Ottawa, the whole area. You can, of course, go further than that. But if you go to www.bus.com, you would be surprised how easy it is to get a quote for a bus. And, for these 50-person coach buses, you're talking about $20 a person.
Yeah.
So whether your club or your retailer wants to do it as a show of support for their members or customers, or throw a $20 a head tag on that, it'll cover itself. If your range or retailer is interested, they can send an email to me at march@firearmrights.ca. I will forward them that package with everything they need to know to get set up, and of course I'll give them any help, advice, and support they need to make sure that it happens.
So that's march@firearmsrights.ca.
Firearmrights.ca. Yeah, March.
Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So
am I?
Yeah, but most of it's been clear. One of the things that people are also asking about, what should they be wearing, bringing, etc. I think we want to talk about this, right?
Yeah, this is a great question. I mean, I don't know anybody who has as many cool gun t-shirts as I do. And I've got some F. Trudeau shirts, and I got some pretty spicy stuff. I'm probably going to leave those in the dresser. Those are better suited for the range or in the backyard with my buddies. But my idea here is dress as who you are. So, Rod, typically, he's got a very public relations front. He says he's wearing his sport coat, maybe a pair of jeans and a dress shirt. If you're an oil worker, throw on your calls and come down. If you're a hockey or a soccer coach, throw your jersey on and come down. If you're a lawyer, wear a suit. I think it's really important for Canadians to see that while we may own AR-15s and handguns and all this cool stuff that they don't necessarily understand, we are just everyday average Canadians just like them, and we also want the same things. We want to safer Canada. We just have this extraordinary sport. So I think it might speak better to Canadians if we sort of dress as who you are, dress how you would normally dress in your life, and it lets Canadians know that we're just like them. We are them. So I'm going to ask people to refrain from plate carriers, and I mean I love all that super gear too, and we wear it at the range, but it's the idea here is to represent your community, but appeal to the general public. This is a public relations war. And if we don't win it, put a positive face forward, then we've done it to ourselves. So,
And absolutely no guns.
oh, absolutely no guns. No, it's actually illegal
Yeah.
under the Criminal Code of Canada to bring a firearm to a public demonstration. So yeah,
Right.
anybody doing that will be literally on their own. They will get no support from us as they get arrested. Yeah.
Right. As long as they just make sure that you got the legal insurance.
Well, I don't think that will help them. But, no.
Anyways,
So,
yeah.
like as angry as we are at the government right now, that's why we're
Yeah.
taking it to court. This isn't really. I don't want people to show up to this thing angry and pounding their
No.
fists. The idea here is we're going to stand in solidarity. We're going to appeal to Canadians to demand integrity from their legislators. And I don't think showing up in full tack gear with an AR-15 slung over your shoulder is going to do that for you at all. So, yeah.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah.
So, now you did talk a little bit about the fact that the CCFR obviously is suing the government or doing the charter challenge. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so we've got probably the largest federal court case filed on behalf of Canadian gun owners in the history of this country. There are multiple court cases right now, all opposing this OIC, and parts of those smaller cases do have some similarities to ours. But the CCFR case, of course, we went out and purposely, we didn't hire lawyers that were friends of ours or that were in the community, although those are great guys and we support them and all the teams are working together. We purposely went out and found constitutional law experts. We found the best we could possibly buy with money. It's very expensive, but we're in it to win it. So our case is huge. It's all encompassing. It touches on the charter. It touches on human rights. This will make history in Canada. So yeah, you can read all about that on the CCFR website. We've published the application. It's like 39 pages of legalese, but we did have Michael over, General Counsel, who's sort of the liaison between us and the legal team. We had him sort of summarize it in something that the rest of us can understand without a law degree. So you'll see all those points on there. So yeah.
Going right at. Okay. Anything else that's happening with the CCFR that we want to talk about at all, or give us an update on, or anything?
Yeah.
Like that?
So actually, Colin's here, and tomorrow morning.
Hi, Colin.
Yeah, Colin, come say hi. We're heading out on the road tomorrow on a little road trip, which to me is awesome because I've missed going on all the events and things that we normally do, which of course have all been canceled due to COVID. So we're hitting the road tomorrow on our way to London, Ontario. There's Moose. Yeah, he's going to make a appearance. We're on the way to London, Ontario tomorrow. Late in the afternoon, we will be stopping by the Crumlin Sportsman's Range in London. We're going to have a little presidential tour of the range.
Awesome.
And check it out. I hear it's beautiful, so I can't wait.
It is a beautiful range. Yeah,
yeah, they're a pretty decent sized range, and they've actually just recently switched over to the CCFR. So for those of you listening, if your range, would consider that, you can always contact me at tracy.wilson@firearmrights.ca, and we can talk about doing that too. So we're going to meet them at the range. Then we're going to have some steak with Dean and Tracy Carnes, and Ryan Simmer and his wife. So we're going to have some steak with the team from Select Shooting Supplies. And then at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, we'll be at Select Shooting Supplies. We're going to do a live on location video to promote the new store, to promote the march, the Integrity March in Ottawa, and of course to buy some gun stuff.
Yeah,
So,
you do the promoting, I'll do the buying.
He'll be shopping. So if you're in the area, pop by and see us, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
That's great.
Yeah,
It'd be great to see their new building as well.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Are you going to be stopping by Bullseye at all? Their new store as well.
Yeah. So I spoke to Bullseye. I will be stopping by there. I'll maybe post a time. If I'm at a Select Shooting Supplies for 11, probably after lunch, I'm going to head over to Bullseye. So if you're in the area, pop by and see us on media, because I'll be posting where we are. And yeah, we're just going to do a little kind of London circuit tour, and then we're head back to Ottawa because we got lots of work to do here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on tonight and telling us about the tour and also about the march. Obviously, this is going to be fantastic. I know that you guys are going to be there. I'm going to be there. Kelly Square is going to be there. All the Kellys. And a bunch of us are coming up from Kingston as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And also, you know, this is something that's historic. So and the CCFR is going to do this, right? So thank you for organizing.
Yeah, and we'll have Rod here in Ottawa, so I'm sure there'll be a pub night or two in there somewhere.
I'm sure.
I'm looking for a venue where we can have live music so we can get Rod on a microphone. Because those who don't know, Rod is a complete rock star. So, yeah, so we've got to cook up a plan between now and then.
Okay, so someplace in Ottawa where we can have live music and he can play. All right, we'll get on it.
All right.
All right, thanks for coming on tonight, everybody, or Tracy and Colin, and bringing Moose as well.
Yeah,
And,
awesome. Thank you. We're hitting the road in the morning, so follow us on social media.
All right, thanks everybody.
Okay, bye guys.
All right, once again, thanks for coming on tonight, Tracy, to talk about the march that's going to be organized by the CCFR, the Integrity March. I love the fact that it is now called the Integrity March because we had the Integrity Tour, which was last year, and is just following up on that as well. If anybody doesn't know exactly what integrity means, or they're kind of going, well, why are they calling it the Integrity March? Go and look up integrity. It means that we're solid, we're one, and we are people who are, you know what? We're people who are justified. So I think that's actually a really good name for it. Yeah. Anyways, why don't we do listener feedback?
Cool.
Okay. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check him out online. You can check out his new and used inventory of guns online, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You can also check him out on Facebook as well as Instagram. Go and say hi to Denny. Do you want to read this one from John?
You bet I do. From John. Hi, you guys have a great show, and I look forward to it every week. Where would you guys recommend to get a mod Glock backplate? I've attached what I'd like to have put on my wife's Glock 48 for her birthday. Thanks, from John. I believe Calgary Shooting Center does engraving.
Yeah, they do. And I also think they've done them for, I think Trevor's actually ordered some as well.
I mean, like the backplate comes right off, so
yeah,
once
and
you've
you
got that, then you can do
the engraving
with a laser. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's looking at doing a moose for a Glock.
Moose Glock.
Moose Glock.
They work. I don't know if you saw that video where like a snowmobiler was like snowmobiling out in the middle of nowhere, and
can you take down a moose with a Glock?
You can. It takes a couple shots, but it works.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So contact our friends at Calgary Shooting Center, and they can do it. I know he does the laser engraving. So, anyways, this is from Josh. He says, "Hi guys, you had mentioned this on the podcast recently, but had not mentioned this brand. I stumbled upon one and purchased and installed it. It works great. Just thought I'd let you know." So what he's talking about is he's talking about the extended mag release, and it's from Nordic. I wonder where he got it from actually. And
Nordic
it's one of the
components.
Yeah, so it's a paddle, and it's a paddle model, and he's installed it on his 1020 too.
TACord has a bunch of Nordic stuff. Maybe it was Tactical Ordnance that had that.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's whenever people ask for an extension tube on their shotgun, that's where I point them, is Nordic Components and TACord.
Cool. So, Robert, do you want to go do Robert?
Yep. Hello, Slamfire crew. If you've been paying attention to recent news in Ontario, I haven't. I don't care about Ontario. You would know that there were two controversial bills the Ford government rammed through without a vote on the bills. I think it's called an order in council, but it could be wrong. Do you think that these controversial bills being passed without a vote will give the CCFR more firepower in their fight against Trudeau's bill? Why or why not? Regards, Robert. So
I posted in, so Bill, the bills that he's talking about are with respect to COVID-19 and the Ontario government response. So it's basically that our response to get the economy back up and running and going back to school and different things like that. It wasn't debated. It was basically put through like an order in council and basically took back some of the powers because we were in emergency measures and which overrode a lot of things, but these bills
I
were
don't think you're
passed.
going to get any play off that then, because people seem to be willing to let whatever authoritarian measures be put in place as long as it has COVID attached to it. Say okay. Yeah.
This is actually Ontario putting things into place. So for example, going back to school with one of them was with respect to actually going back to school. So and also getting the economy back up and running. Will it have any impact on the CCFR? Charter challenge, it's two different things. One's our charter, our rights are protected with a charter, and that's with respect to
Yeah, don't believe anything
yeah.
the CCFR's legal challenge is about. It's specifically being an OIC. I think it was broader
about-
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with respect to the charter itself. It's a charter challenge with respect to us, our rights, and overstepping that with the OIC as opposed to.
Yeah. And in terms of like PR and like public support, like I think the general public would support any authoritarian powers that they thought the government would need, regardless if it was appropriate or not, as long as it said COVID on it. I mean, the government has been getting everything they want, except when they said we want unlimited spending and taxing powers, and then the conservatives were like, whoa, not that one. Yeah. But the other stuff's fine. Yeah, go spend $1 billion with your friends, and that's fine.
Right. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can look at it. I know that the lawyers that are currently working for the CCFR, they're going to look at things like that, and they can look at it and see if it will be helpful or not. But I'm not sure. We're not lawyers. We don't pretend to be them. So.
And then Robert continued here. You're looking to start a subreddit on Reddit to help promote the podcast. I've posted on Reddit every once in a while when we get like a really interesting topic or something like that I think is really applicable to Reddit. I've posted those. Mm-hmm. A subreddit, I don't know, like most of our audience is on Facebook. That's why we're like streaming live to it and that kind of thing. So I think more people would comment on our stuff on Facebook than if we had a specific subreddit. But
then more and more people are turning to Reddit. Are using Reddit. Younger people are using Reddit as opposed to old people.
Just in time for it to go down the shitter, because Reddit is going down the shitter pretty fast, pretty hard. Facebook has been. I look at it in terms of like how much censorship are they going to put in? Like, because you can always find stuff where it's like, okay, well, we should censor the Nazis or something like that. Okay, I guess so. But then it just starts to slide, and now it's like, oh, certain common words. Can't say them on some subreddits, can't say words on some Reddits. And now the most recent thing is they banned a bunch of anti-mask subreddits on Reddit, which again, like I wear a mask when I'm out in public. I don't care about it. I would much rather wear the mask and reopen early than not wear the mask and more people get sick. But some people don't want to, and I think that's their right. And I think that it's their right to discuss it on forums. But Reddit doesn't seem to think that that's their right. And you can't. What else can you do? You can't do like some gun stuff. There's like a whole bunch of rules around that. You can't buy or sell. You can't do all sorts of stuff. It's like on YouTube. You can't show like handling a gun live. You can't show how to make ammo. So you can't do like reloading vids where it's like here's how to make this stuff. This is a legal activity. You can do this. You can go buy the stuff and do this at home, and like they don't want that on the YouTubes and whatnot. So
yeah. I think
I just went on a rant about Reddit.
You did. I think they put things into place so that they were trying to curtail some of the stuff that was being done illegally, but it's now so broad that it's just basically.
I don't know that there was anything, because they're covering stuff now that's legal. They're covering stuff that's legal on their policies. So you got to wonder, like, why, like, cover the stuff that's illegal. Yes. Okay. No, like if you're Canadian, no selling to other people without a PAL. Well, that's legal anyways, but thanks for the reminder. But as soon as they get into all this other weird stuff, it becomes So anyways, like I would rather Reddit at this point. I'd rather Reddit crash and burn. I'm an accelerationist. I want them to put as much authoritarian restrictions on everything, and people will run.
By the way,
It'll be like a
Facebook's
dig
getting like
moment.
that too.
What's that?
By the way, Facebook's getting like that too.
That's fine. I think that I think I would rather all these platforms start doing that. I don't know if you were around when Dig was a thing. Like Dig was like the internet news place for a good long time, and then they pulled some BS, and the users turned on them like that, and they were gone, and it was over. Dig was over, and I'm really hoping for that to happen to Reddit, Facebook, and some of these guys, so that, because really, if you look at when Reddit took all those users from Dig, Reddit was all about like, no, we're just a neutral platform. You do whatever you want to, legal, go ahead, make a subreddit, really opening to all users.
No, it's not.
And then it starts to, they start ratcheting it to the point where.
Well, but we see that on every, like we see it on YouTube. We've seen it on Facebook. We've seen it on pretty much everything. It's the way it's going.
Which is why I would rather they crank it up and destroy the gun community on those places, so that it forces us to greener pastures.
Well, right now, what's greener pastures? I don't see anything.
There are alternative platforms, but you don't use alternative platforms if your friends aren't on them.
That is correct.
The reason why we can use Facebook as an organization thing for Maple Seed is because everyone's on Facebook.
Everybody's on it.
Yeah, and if you're not, well, you can be on it for Maple Seed, right? And that's fairly reasonable. But I couldn't do that for like Vote or like I don't know, I don't like all these other like subreddit or Facebook alternatives. So we need the people on there. The only way the people get on there is if we get forcibly ejected from these places, or they become so oppressive that we got to leave. Right now, this is just a slow boil of the frog, and I'd rather they just crank up the temperature and we jump out and we go somewhere else.
Yeah. All right. We'll explore options, and then we can actually start promoting them. All our friends.
That's not really much, right?
There isn't anything. Remember? Yeah.
We put our stuff on Gunstream. I don't know if Gunstream is even a thing anymore.
I don't even think it's around.
It must be. One of the quotes was Gunstream is shutting down, so that might be a thing coming up here.
So people are joining MeWe.
Oh, Slamfire Radio. Yeah, we got episodes up on there. How many views do we get for this stuff?
Not very many, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Hickok 45 has 4,000 subscribers on.
And
we got 23. Oh, we got some more episodes have like 23. Yeah, I got some people on there. We got to move like the other thousands over there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Why don't I read what Nathan sent it to us? So Nathan's actually sending in a follow-up email. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but it's essentially he's replying to a comment or email that he sent, and we asked him for follow-up information about it. So he's asking us for a topic. So it's from Nathan Us. Hey guys, I just wanted to follow up on my last email. I'm looking at getting back the black badge for IPSC, so I thought it'd be cool if you guys do a show on what firearms fit into which division, like what would be for open division. Also, I think doing the best mods for the different divisions would be a great show idea also. So he's suggesting us do a couple of show ideas. Trevor is not on tonight. Obviously, he's the IPSC guru for Slamfire Radio. So once he's back on, I'm sure that we'll schedule it into our show ideas and we'll start talking about that. So Nathan, just let us know when you are looking at doing IPSC. I know that IPSC Ontario isn't up and running yet. I don't know where he is. So
Alberta is.
Is it?
Matches. Oh yeah.
We're not.
Yeah. I mean, like if you want a simple answer, production, get a Shadow, or production optics, get one of the optics ready guns out there, like a Shadow or one of the other ones, and chuck a red dot on it and use that. Those are two really beginner friendly ones,
and they're the most used too.
You would never start in open because you're gonna cook like $6,000 on a gun and another $1,000 on like accessories, and I don't know. Actually, I'm talking out of turn here because maybe it is a good thing for people to start in open. Like open is the easiest guns to shoot, but you'd probably get a lot of bad habits by because you can slap the trigger on an open gun. It doesn't matter. The gun's fine. It'll take
It's
it.
heavy.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's heavy. It's got like a super light trigger on it. It's got a red dot. It's very easy to like shoot. There's no recoil because they use like a big bad brake on them. But you would need to reload for it, and you would need to like. There's a bunch of crap you need to do for
Yeah.
open. Go for production with a Shadow or a Glock if that's what you got, and or if you really despise iron sights, just put a red dot on it and do production optics.
Yeah. It is a good show topic though.
Yeah.
Modifications for each as well, what you can do to make it. So, anyways,
You don't you don't really need the modifications though. Like a beginner could get in with a Glock 17 or a Shadow 1 and start shooting, and no mods, a basic Ghost 360 mag pouches and whatever for the holster, and you could start shooting IPSC.
Yeah.
And you would not be at a
Biggest-
disadvantage with that equipment.
But to get your black badge, the biggest thing that people would say is go to the range and spend some time shooting.
A little bit.
A little bit.
You gotta have some like minimum competency before you get in there.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. I think we should actually discuss it as a show topic though at some point. So, yep. If you'd like to email the show, send us an email at slimefireradio@gmail.com. All right, Patreonies. I did want to actually just say thank you again to Josh V for his he's a new Patreon, $5. He's supporting us. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, you can go to patreon.com and look up Slimefire Radio, or you can go to our website and click on there and become a Patreonie as well. What you'll do is send us an email too with your address. Josh, we need your address, and we'll send you out some swag. So, yeah.
I haven't sent any patches out for like a month. So if you are missing your patch, maybe email me. Email me or Facebook me. Find me on the Facebook and ping me and be yo, I want my patch. I won't check if you've paid or anything. I'll just put one in the mail.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think I handed out a lot of swag this weekend too. So Corey, one of our listeners, he got a new shirt. I handed out some patches and some stickers to Bolivar and some
Can I
other
give stuff
people.
to Rick as he's going on his way through, and will that get to you?
Yes, and yes, please, because I'm almost out of everything.
Because you're in Toronto, and he has to go to Quebec, which is like Toronto's in between those two. It's big, and he has to go by
I'm
your
not
house.
in Toronto, but he does have to go by my house.
GTA,
yes.
Toronto.
No, I'm not. I'm like 2.5 hours from Toronto.
That's traffic. That's not distance. That's just traffic.
I'm
that would be like from here to like
Montreal and Toronto.
That doesn't mean anything.
And Ottawa.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
It's like perfect.
Toronto.
I'm closer to the U.S. than I am to anybody else.
Toronto's really close to the U.S.
Oh, stop.
I gotta drive like 7 hours to get to the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta drive 45 minutes. Okay. So, yeah. And the other thing is to also go to our website and click on the Cabela's link if you're buying anything and you're going to go buy it from Cabela's. Show us a little love and go onto our website and click on the Cabela's link because they'll send us money as well. All right. Let's do shout outs. Adriel, do you got any shout outs?
I will after this next weekend.
Okay. So I have some shout outs. Obviously, I'm going to shout out the Johnsons, both Corey and his dad, Jim. Thank you for hosting us. And also to Jim, thank you for bringing me coffee every morning. And it's not just me. He made one of those big urns of coffee, the 44 cuppers. I drank half of it. Literally, I drank half of it. And halfway through the day, he would bring out his generator and plug the urn in so it'd be warm again. And then I'd drink the other half. I drank that much coffee this weekend. It was awesome. So thank you for doing that. Also, just wanted to say thank you to Kevin, Greg, Kyle, and Kelly for working the events this past weekend, and also to the participants who came out and made the events, both of the events, so freaking awesome. Even though the weather was miserable, we had so much fun. And to Brian Bolivar, I really, 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 really missed you, and thank you for coming out because you made Sunday fantastic for me, even though you actually pretty much bugged me the whole entire day. He said, I'm here all day. I said, yes, I know. Thank you. But loved it. So thanks. Yeah. Let's just sign off. Join one of our firearm organizations such as the CCFR, come out and join us on the Hill on September 12th for the Integrity March. Check us out on Gunners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We're at 2,685 right now. And then also, why don't you go and talk to your city councilors now, because what's going to be happening, as we know it's going to be happening anyways, is the municipal handgun bans. They're talking about it, and they're going to try and implement them. And yeah, that's about it. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.